going on, guys? My name is Rango Lee. That's the Awesome Myland fam, and welcome to the Blessed Boulder Show. Today we got a very, very special guest appearance in the house. I said he's the Godfather of Seattle real estate, major real estate developer, killing in the TikTok game, Instagram game, superstar, coach, and my big brother, Thach Nguyen.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
What's going on, brother?
What up, baby, what up?
Thanks for being a guest to our show today.
Come on, man. You know we got to represent the Vietnamese posse, man.
That's
That's
right.
how we do it.
That Vietnamese blood, man.
That's
It flows strong in this room right now.
That's it.
Very nice. So I remember the first time I ever heard about you, 15 years ago, right? I was getting into the real estate game, young buck, green, still wet behind the ears.
Down on Weller Street.
Yeah, down on Weller Street,
Come on,
right?
you already
That's
know.
right. Oh, you know about Weller
Weller
Street,
Street.
the home of the first office.
Yeah.
And I was hearing about this dude named Thach. They're like, everyone's like, hey, you know Thach, man? You know Thach? I was like, nah, I don't know who Thach is. They're like, this dude, he got like a Rolls Royce. He rolls around Chinatown in Rolls Royce. I'm like, damn, I want to meet this guy. Who's this guy, right?
Right.
You know, they're like, dude, he's killing the real estate game. You got to meet him, man. And then I don't know. We met at like some networking event. I was like,
Yep.
dude, what's up? You
Yep.
know? And the rest is history. Now
That's
we've
it.
been riding for 15 years.
That's it, baby. That's how we do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate the journey, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate the journey. So how you doing lately with everything, man? You been traveling, getting out there with the family, or you been laying low?
Yeah, kids just got back to school, but before the kids went back to school recently, they was online, and so last November, December, I just pretty much pack up, took my family down to Newport Beach. That's like my second place I like to live. I stay down there all November, all December, just hanging out, working down there, kid doing school, and then basically, hooking up with a lot of the Southern California Vietnamese posse down there.
Yeah.
And we were doing a lot of events, car show event, community event, and just doing some business, man, down there. So since January I've been back, man, I just been focused on just trying to kick off 2021 strong this year. And this year, man, it's probably my best year ever, dude, for everything I'm doing.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you say community events, actually, I would like to know some of the community things that you're involved with.
Yeah, like when we were down there, hooked up with Andy Nguyen, down there with Rodeo 39, right? And Eric and Chris and all those guys. And they were hosting car shows down there to try to bring more people back to the Rodeo 39. So we was hosting car show on the weekend with those guys. And I have a lot of followers down in Southern Cal. So there was a networking / car show all within one. But that was fun. And just doing meetup groups down there with a lot of people down there.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you seem like a Cali guy. You're from Seattle, and I don't know what a Seattle guy would be like. I guess
was a
I'm more of
Cali
a
guy.
Seattle guy.
Yeah.
But he seems like a Cali guy,
What
you
makes
know?
I'm both, man. I'm
You know,
both.
Oh, it makes him look like
A place where like there's a lot of movers and shakers.
Uh-huh.
It's sunny, you got a nice little tan.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the tan.
You know.
Where'd you get the tan from?
I love cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I have to
yeah.
ship my car down there, so I can ride down it for 2 months.
Yeah, you do love your
Yeah.
cars, man.
Yes.
That's good. You work damn hard though. You deserve all the cars, man.
That's what I tell my kids,
Yeah.
man. Don't even let nobody tell you. You don't have to deserve nice stuff. You put in the work, you deserve to have whatever you want to have.
Right.
True, very, very
For
true.
the longest time, I was pretty chill with cars. Like I had like a Camry hybrid. That was my real estate car, and I just never was like, cars are cool, but it wasn't my thing until I got a nice car.
Yeah.
So
Really?
now I got a like pretty nice car, and I'm like, damn, where has nice cars been my whole life?
Well, you know what it is, man. I tell you, because we've been brought up, man. Especially the Asian culture. Don't be too flashy. Keep it low key. It's not all thing. We don't want nobody robbing us. You know what I mean? That's kind of stuff that Asian folks tell us. We're growing up.
Right,
Eat
right,
everything
right.
on your plate. You know what I mean? Otherwise, God's
Yep.
gonna punish you, kind of thing, right?
Yep.
But I tell a lot of my Asian folks, man, is that I think that's great that our mother and dad generation tell us that. But I think if you want a nice car, if you gonna work hard and you feel worthy on having it, you should get it.
Enjoy it.
Because what we're here for is for the experience.
Right.
And what's the point of actually being here, working hard, and then don't allow yourself to experience the thing that you work hard for anyway, and then trying to please your mom and dad,
Right.
right? I think we please them by working hard,
Yeah.
but I think if you want the cars and the nice stuff, I think it's okay to have it. Especially if you're gonna be here for a while, you should enjoy the journey.
That's right, man. And it's like I love money's so important, right? It's not everything.
not
Don't
everything.
define us, but But money, damn, give you some good options though.
It
If you
does,
want the
baby.
options, right?
I always say it, man. Money is just basically it's freedom, option, and choice.
Right. A
That's
lot more
it.
options, a lot more choices.
That's it. That's it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I
You know
love
what you said in there was very important because you did talk about your parents,
Yeah.
and that's something that we really want to talk about.
Yeah, especially
got-
the Asian culture, man.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
tell
so
you.
the-
let's
the
get
parents.
into the journey of how Thach
Yes,
got here from
yes.
Vietnam.
Ooh, see that? Just got
goosebumps.
again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because
I
some
get
exciting stuff's about to happen.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
know.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Yeah. So Thach, tell us your story. I mean, what is the story? The beginnings, the roots. I mean, how did you get here? Where did you come from? Where do you live? I
Right.
mean,
Well,
all that good stuff.
My dad, obviously back in the day, he used to live in Da Nang.
Da Nang,
Ooh,
okay.
I
Right.
love that place.
And then my mom
Okay.
used to live down Bến Tre. And so they met, you know what I mean? And then my dad ended up moving down to Bến Tre where my grandma lived. And then they hooked up. And then
Bến Tre
Is that south?
yeah,
pretty
that's down there,
close.
but yeah, down south,
South.
Saigon.
Okay,
That's
okay.
where Vũng Tàu is, where the
Oh,
beach
okay,
is.
okay, okay.
Oh,
Got it,
you're on
got
the
it.
you're on the beach side.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, nice.
And so then my mom and dad, they had 6 kids, but in 1975, I was born in 1970, but in 1975, right before we evacuated, my mom was pregnant with my sister, so that was the 6th kid. But my dad worked for the U.S. Army, and he was a translator
Translated for the army.
of the army
Wow.
when they was in Vietnam. So the boss told my dad that he just found out that the communists is actually taking over South Vietnam now, and so we're gonna pull out and we're gonna leave. We're gonna be out here in like 48 hours. So
Wow.
And so they told my dad, look, head up to Saigon Airport, and so we can you can come with us. So we're down Bến Tre, right? And Bến Tre is literally like, now you can drive an hour, 15 minutes back to Saigon. Back then, they didn't have no bridges,
Oh.
right? They had bridges. So you had to drive through the country to
Oh, it's
basically,
like
so it's
5
like
hours
it's
or
like a
something,
4-hour ordeal kind of thing. So when my dad got the call saying, hey, we're pulling out, you should come with us. Because otherwise, you Vietnamese work for U.S. Army, you're probably going to get captured, and you
Yep.
probably won't make it out alive.
How
Right.
old were you?
I was 5 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the war ended in 1975. So
Yeah,
right there.
right
when
there.
Everything's crumbling.
Yeah, my mom it was lunchtime. My mom told me the story. It was lunchtime. She was cooking egg roll. My dad called home and said, "Hey, I'm gonna come get you guys. Pack up what we got, and we're gonna come get you guys. We're leaving Vietnam."
Man,
so I want you to think, my mom was
crazy.
29 years old,
29.
and my dad is 34. So imagine right now, 29 years old, and you're about to like what?
Leave.
Gone. Like we're out.
And leave everything.
Everything. Okay.
Wow.
So my dad came home, and my mom just packed up the egg roll, packed all the kids up. We had one suitcase. We had $100, and we got into this Jeep. We drove up, and on our way up to Saigon, we went to pick up my grandmas and my cousins and everything. Right? Nobody was home.
Oh.
See, and that's destiny. And I always speak about destiny, right? That if you're at the right time, the right place, it's meant to be.
Right.
You gotta embrace it, right? And my aunt, all the guy was not there. You know what I mean? And we had to pick him up, so it wasn't destiny. It was our destiny to leave. It wasn't their destiny to leave yet.
Where were they?
They were out and about because
Oh,
everything was just normal. Nobody knew that the communists was taking over.
Oh, because you got that inside tip.
That's
So,
right.
Like, so
Inside
everybody
tip,
was chilling
right? They're about to
still.
come, right?
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
pulling out.
Yeah.
So we had to leave, right?
So-
We had to leave, and on our way to the airport, we blew 2 tires. My dad had to get out twice to fix the car, jack up, put the spare tire on. By the time we got to the airport in Saigon, it was late at night, and we missed the last plane,
Wow.
right?
Okay. Wow.
And so we called the boss. Finally, we got a hold of him. He said, "Look, we got one more plane for the boss and a bunch of high ranking guys." He said, "Look, go and stay at a hotel tomorrow morning. Make sure you at the airport at 8 in the morning, and then you guys can fly out with us." So my dad rented this hotel. He slept in the Jeep because he didn't want nobody to steal the car, right? And all of
smart.
us bunked in the hotel. And then the first thing in the morning, man, my mom and dad got everybody ready. I mean, it's got to be crazy when you think about, even you got 5 kids, you got
Right.
6 kids, I mean,
Right.
5 kids, and you're pregnant,
Oh yeah.
and you about to evacuate. You know what I mean? And they're coming,
Leave
right?
everything
Every
you
time I
know,
see the video,
everything
the
you
tank's
ever
coming
known.
in, right?
Right.
You leave everything you know. You don't speak no English. You don't know anything, and you left all your mom, your dad,
Oh, yeah.
cousin, aunt. So we got to this. We had the truck. We got to this gas station. There was this big U-Haul truck for a few other people. We got into the U-Haul truck, and we shut the door and we drive through town, and then you get to the airport, and they rolled up the door, and all of a sudden we're inside the airport behind the gate, and then the boss says, get on the plane, you know what I mean, check everybody in, and that was it, man. It was on the last plane. We flew on the last plane, and then we landed in Guam to get a bunch of stuff happen, and then from there we flew into San Diego, and we stay at Camp Pendleton. They use Camp Pendleton at the refugee base.
So when you said plane, you're
It was
talking
a
about
C-140 cargo plane.
a cargo plane.
So
I was
from
thinking
that
like
cargo
plane
plane
Alaska
right there,
Airline
basically you flew into Guam, and when you got to Guam, they switched it into commercial airline.
So you snuck
and
kinda
then.
Okay.
And then they But since we flew with the U.S. military, we came out of the military cargo plane.
Okay.
Then we got to
Understood.
Guam, and then they went into a 747, and then from there, all the refugees flew into San Diego out of that
Wow.
plane.
With $100
$100
suitcase.
Think about that, you guys. Okay.
Can't
You
even
were
think about it.
5. Like, how do you remember this so vividly, and how
I
did
remember
you feel?
bits and bits of it, but my mom had told us the whole entire story from the beginning to end. I mean, think about that story at the end of the time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it brings
Yeah.
tears to my eyes, man.
And that brings back to like how amazing Vietnamese moms and dads are, that's like my mom went through the same thing alone.
Yeah.
And I was just like I'm getting tingles as I'm talking about
Yeah,
because
me too.
and that's why we're here now. We got to be so grateful, for everything.
We
we
gotta
have,
be grateful,
for all the
man.
sacrifices.
And
before
this
us.
is where I keep saying to all the Asian folks, right? This is where you gotta live up to your potential. You can't be a fucking puss. You gotta live up to your potential, and you gotta go play big, because why? It's time to actually retire your mom and dad.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's time for them to go out there and go do what they love to do, but they can't because the kids is playing like a wuss. They gotta step their game up and go after their goals and dream and do it like what you guys are doing. And that way, now you can really have your parents say, my kids living to their full potential, and they retired me.
Right.
And that's what inspired me, because I told my mom and dad, when I got into real estate, I said, you don't have to work no more, because I'm making you a promise right now, you're done. When I get this thing going, you're done. And so they never had to work since I got into real estate.
You probably the favorite son, huh? You probably are. I can tell.
I'm probably the favorite son as the person they can rely on
there
when,
you go.
when they need some money. Like, I said, my mom always called me. He's like, I don't like asking for money, but, grandma and cousins, they need some money. Can you hook them up? I'm like, I got you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you got a big heart. I know you for a long time. So when you was in Camp Pendleton in San Diego, how was that?
Man, I got pictures of that, dude. You know
Yeah?
what I mean? I got a lot of pictures of that stuff. But
We'll post some pictures up.
yeah,
We'll post some
yeah.
pictures
I
up.
would
Yeah.
love to see them.
We was there, and my mom told the story. When we was there, we had one set of clothes, man. Right? One set of clothes. It was cold, what she says. And, we stayed in barracks.
Oh yeah,
This,
Army.
Army barracks.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
every
yeah.
time you want to go food, you got into the mess hall, right? Everybody. And we only stayed there for maybe about a month.
Okay.
And then Governor Evans wanted to help the refugee by migrating up to Seattle. And he was the big person that came. And I remember one time I was speaking at Rotary, and Governor Evans came up to me, and he's like, man, I want to let you know that.
You're speaking at what?
At Rotary.
at a Rotary Club.
Rotary Club in downtown Seattle, the biggest one.
Oh, okay.
Right? And Governor Evans came up to me and said, what the whole story was. But he was responsible helping migrate about 500 families up to Washington State.
Wow.
And my dad chose to go because he heard about Washington State.
Oh.
And so when we landed, we were the first family that actually landed in Camp Murray.
Oh, okay.
And the PBS show at the time was there, and they wanted to do a whole story on my mom and dad and the whole family.
What?
But
Wow.
my dad didn't want to do the story because he was
Oh.
low key.
Oh, okay.
And his friend that was also on that same plan, they on. That's why you ever watch the PBS. There was another Vietnamese family that they actually interviewed them.
Oh,
But my
yeah.
mom and dad said that's your dad's friend. We didn't want to be interviewed because they asked us to do it. And
So that-
yeah.
So
that was
that's how you
history,
got
bro.
up to Seattle then.
That's how we got to Seattle.
Wow.
Okay. Everyone has a cool
It's a
story
destiny,
about it.
Yeah.
bro. You know what?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
every time I go to California, I'm thinking, man, was I destined to stay down here? But I was destined to be in Seattle.
Yep.
You see, and that's why I roll with it.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That's
Crazy, right?
That is crazy.
So we lived in Camp We lived in Camp Murray for about a month,
Mm-hmm.
almost 2 months. And there was a guy named Charles Zettler. He was a volunteer,
Mm-hmm.
and he decided to sponsor our family to live with his mom in Sumner, Washington.
Oh, Sumner.
Which is 45 minutes from here.
Yeah. Was he a Christian organization or just
Yeah.
a nice guy?
Nice guy, you know what I mean?
Were they Christian organization though?
No, he was just an
Just a
individual.
nice guy.
Yeah, nice guy. He decided just to pick
White
our
guy,
family.
Caucasian
White
guy.
guy, yeah.
Man,
That's what I'm saying. And again, what I learned from that experience was contribution.
Yeah.
right? People looking out for people for no agenda.
Yeah.
And so that's why today, one of my biggest law I live by, the law of contribution, right?
Right.
Is to basically go out there and help people out there with no agenda.
Right.
And that's how I live my life, my philosophy, how I do business, everything. And that's part of the whole thing. And so they sponsor our family. That's what got us going.
And did they have kids of their own?
No, they had no kids. So Charles and his mom, Charles was like in his 50s. His mom was in his 70s, something like that. And we lived there. And my dad got a job as a social worker on Rainier McClellan.
Oh, because he was an interpreter, so he speaks English
That's
already.
right.
So that helped out
That's
a lot,
right.
I'm sure.
And so he decided to be a social worker. And so he had a car. So Charles' mom and Charles used to drive my dad 45 minutes into work, drop him off, go back home, and then at 5 o'clock, she'd drive back out to Rainier Valley, pick him up, and drive back home.
Selfless.
That is selfless serving,
Selfless
baby.
love.
That's selfless serving. And that's why more people need to live like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you guys landed, how did the family feel? I mean, like when you landed here, you don't know anything, left with $100. I mean, how did your family feel?
My mom said it was scary,
Yeah.
lonely,
Yeah.
because you didn't speak no English other than my dad.
Right.
Right? And my mom had a baby. My mom was pregnant.
Yeah.
And then she
man.
had 5 kids. Right? So you think about
Crazy.
that craziness. And you live
So
in the bunk,
crazy.
in the military bunk barrack.
Right.
You see? So, and it's cold. It's Washington at the time. And so we didn't have any clothes other than the clothes we brought on. And, man, that was the beginning, dude. It was crazy. You know, that's why today I tell a lot of kids when I speak to them, you got to stop disrespecting your mama and your daddy, man. You don't even know how
Yeah.
much they did for you guys. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because some of the young people come up like, man, my mom and dad be telling me what to do, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't have what you have.
Yeah,
Right.
I hate that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So I told you, you gotta start respecting them, right? And then really, second way, go do what you gotta do and pay back for what they did for you.
And I think, you know, a lot of kids these days or people our age forget about that
They
stuff,
do.
right? So we hope that these stories right here will shine that light
That's
to
right.
you know, respect,
Right.
sacrifice,
Sacrifice.
and reaching back and, you know, pulling people up, you know,
Yeah.
when you
And-
get somewhere, right?
And you know, I did tell my mom yesterday because she was like, "Why are you always out every Friday, you know, and not going help me at the
Right.
restaurant,
Right.
right?" And I was like, "Mom, okay, let me tell you this. I know you don't want to talk about it. I know it was hard, but there's a lot of people who want to share their story, and we all want to share their story because it shouldn't be forgotten and it should be appreciated, even though you don't want us to say we appreciate it, but we appreciate everything and all the sacrifices that
Right.
you've given us."
Right.
I'm so thankful that my mom is still here, and so
Yeah.
I'm able to, like, as a mom now, becoming a mom,
Right.
I'm able to, like, contribute and
Yeah.
be able to help her and be able to tell her, "Hey, Mom, you know, I'm
I
old
love you."
now. I love you. I'm
Yeah.
old now. I can really make your life better.
Yeah.
Just allow me to do so because
Right.
he's taken care of me for so long."
Right.
So, anyways, we had that conversation yesterday, and she's like, "Yeah, we did sacrifice a lot, you know, but they forgot about it, you know,
Yeah.
because they just roll with it."
Yeah, they're so busy
And-
taking care of their
Yeah.
kids. They just forget about it.
Yep.
Right.
Busy making a living,
And
making
this
a
is why
life.
I
Yeah.
say that's why we have to begin living to our full potential.
Yeah.
Because when you live your full potential, you don't realize you actually are making your parents proud,
Yeah.
versus being a sandbagger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you do that, right, then it's easy now to give back because now, like my mom and dad, right, when I ask them to do certain things, they do it now. You know what I mean? Because they like, you know what I mean? My kids, they got it. Well, my dad was on the bed at home dying from cancer.
Oh, wow.
Okay? I tell you how crazy this is. He had cancer and, you know, we was fighting it for like over a month and a half. And then the day that the hospice says your dad got a lot of water in his lung, he's probably gonna pass tonight. So all my brother and sister, everybody was at the house. And I remember he was laying inside his bedroom and he was basically, you know he's still alive because his eye is still moving.
Yeah.
But he was basically pretty much,
One
dead.
foot out,
One
one
foot
foot
out.
out the door, 1 foot in.
But what's crazy, this is how crazy our parents is. They wasn't going to leave until they know
That you're okay.
that you're going to be okay.
Yeah. You know, that's how I feel.
Right?
That's probably how you feel.
Right.
Same thing. I told my son, and I was like, "This is just a week ago, honey," because he's feeling like, you know, Mama don't love him. She's been so busy.
Right.
And I was like, "Honey, we love you
Right.
so much you don't even know, you know? And we, you know, like I
Right.
said, I cannot close my eyes until I know my kid is okay.
I told my dad, because I can tell he's like fighting to stay alive.
Yeah.
Now all my brother and sister all got there now, right? And I told my dad, look, I know you're tired,
Oh.
and I know that you gotta go. I want you to know
Yeah.
I got you covered. You ain't got to worry about who gonna take care of mom.
Yeah.
I got it. You ain't gotta worry about who gonna take all care of all the kids. I got it. You just gotta go, and you gotta go.
Yeah.
I got you, Dad.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Thach.
And 30 seconds later, he passed away. He didn't need it to hear someone say, who's gonna take care of your mama and your brother and sister?
Yeah.
But that's the reason why I keep saying to all the young kids, step up. Go live your full potential.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know that you got it covered when they leave.
Right.
Because they will leave. They just need to know you're good before they leave.
And what was your dad's name?
Young.
Young?
Yep.
Back young?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're standing on the shoulder of a giant, man. We
Yeah.
all are. But definitely you too, bro. Back young, you know, smiling down in
You
heaven
too.
for sure.
And your mom too. I mean, I
My
know
mom,
Ringo.
too.
I haven't been able to ask you all this because I know it's a super sensitive subject.
Right.
And I know you're going through a lot. And so, I mean, you guys probably can relate. But, you know, your mom, after you told me your story and
Right.
knowing that your mom has passed recently, you know,
Yeah.
it's just,
It's part of the journey for all of us.
yeah.
Part of the journey.
Right.
One day we're gonna
We're gonna go.
We're,
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna
know.
go, and you know we want to look back and be like, we laid it all
Right.
out on the field. You know, we did our best, and our kids are good though.
But the most
At
important
end of the
thing
day,
is-
the kids are good.
We just got to make sure we teach our kids so they can keep the generation going.
Yeah.
That's the key. That to me is called another form of generational wealth.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Okay, that's what we got to make sure we do. We got to teach those kids the right thing. That's why you see me always teaching my kids everything: how the way to think, their mindset, how to invest their money, how to save their money, how to be patient, how to have, you know what I mean, gratitude. I got to teach my kid because I know I told my Russell Hudson, when I leave, I'm not leaving you any money.
That's good. Don't.
Okay,
don't
I'm not leaving you any money. I want you to learn how to go fishing and learn how to make your own fish.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Right, and if I know you know how to do it, when I pass away, I done my job.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
those guys, I gotta teach them early.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, especially Asian, Vietnamese, minority kids, right? Like,
Yeah.
our parents didn't teach us any of this stuff. We
Right.
had to learn this by failing,
That's right.
failing. Now I'm in my 40s. I didn't learn this stuff until like 5-6 years ago about finances
Yeah.
and money and
Right.
investing and stocks, because our parents didn't know.
That's right.
Right. But the people that had wealth before us, a
Yeah.
lot of the other families. I've been in America a long
Right.
time. You know, their kids grew up on this stuff. Some of them, right? And then you wonder, like, how's that dude's trust fund so big? How's he
Right.
so balling at,
Yeah.
you know, because, you know, they had some help.
Yeah.
Now, this episode here, this is our help to, you know, people
That's
listening
right.
and watching,
Right.
you know, how to do it, how to really make money, which we're going to get into, you know, right? Building
Yeah.
wealth, real estate, and that kind of stuff. So before we get ahead of ourselves, Seattle. So then you grew up in the rough streets of South Seattle,
Come
huh?
on, man. I live
Damn.
3319 South Orchid Street, baby.
South Orchid
Oh.
Street.
Come on, man. Right
We know
there.
Orchis.
Orchis
Right?
is hood.
Right?
Orcas.
That was the Asian hood. You know what I mean? Right? But 3319, that was my first house we lived in.
3319. And
Come
how
on.
old were you when you moved there?
Like 7 years old.
7?
Yep.
And how was it growing up in the hood?
Oh man, you know the thing is, I know what it is to feel like, man, to be racially profiled when I was coming up, because you know, I mean, we was one of the first batch in the U.S. right? And I remember staying there. I remember going to this little 7-Eleven. Remember 8 p.m. on the corner of Orchid Street and MLK?
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
uh-huh.
And there was a tavern right there. But anyways, I remember going in there and I was Asian and I went in there and they looked at me like, you know, like is this kid gonna shoplift? You know what I mean? Right. I remember, you know what I mean? The lady behind the counter was like trying to like rudely like, if you're gonna sneeze, make sure you cover your mouth. You know, I'm still remember that
my
day.
gosh.
Damn.
Straight up, dude. Right? And I remember at school, they used to pick on our haircuts because, you know, Asian folks, we just put
The bow haircut?
all you gotta do is put a bow on a full bow and it just, zzz, you know what I mean? That was a haircut, right? And then of course, you know, we didn't have enough money, so we used to always get our clothes from Value Village.
Oh, man.
Okay, so we had clothes from Value Village, and we used to always get food from the food bank, right?
Oh,
And
so you guys were on food stamps still and welfare and all
everything,
that
bro.
still.
Man, I remember the big ass block of cheese. You know what
Oh,
I
the
mean?
government
Right?
cheese.
Big thick one. You need like a chainsaw to cut through them. You know what I mean?
And it always had a little mole on the back
Always,
too. And
right?
the back had a little peach of
Yeah.
green mole on the back. So.
And so I grew up, getting teased with haircut, the way I look, the way I wear, right? And then, unconsciously, man, you start to try to fit in.
Right.
And we do things trying to fit in, and it backfire even more.
Yeah.
Versus being ourselves. But of course, nobody taught us anything different back then.
So what middle school did you go to?
I went to Dearborn Park Elementary.
Okay.
I got shipped around. I don't know how I got shipped around so much. And then I went to Ace and Mercer for a year.
Mercer?
Ace and Mercer. And then I went to Lafayette in West Seattle for a year. And then my freshman year, I went to West Seattle High School. And then the last 3 years, sophomore, junior, and senior, I went to Franklin High School.
Wow. So it's still
you're
in
all
that
around
area.
South
But still
side.
in that area.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And did you ever get into like gangs and drugs or anything like that?
I really never got into gang, but of course, in my first, freshman, sophomore, I was a good student. And then I started hanging out with a lot of my other friends who was always drinking Old English 40 ouncer, you know what I mean? Skipping fifth period, go down to the lake, and sipping up the 40 ouncer, you know what I mean? I didn't even like 40 ounce. I was just drinking, just trying to keep be part of something,
Be
right?
part of the circle still, right?
And but that, and then that dropped my grade down, you know what I
Oh,
mean? To like
man.
2.8 GPA, in my senior year. And I remember when somebody said to me, with those grades, you ain't never gonna be able to do nothing.
Oh dear.
But it was a good thing because I realized grade is important,
Right.
but the hustle is more important.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's street
Hustle is
smart.
more
important. Yeah,
That's
agree.
street smart.
Yeah.
Yes, it
Book
is.
smart is very important, but
Book
that's
smart.
street smart.
But you can have a book smart person, but they ain't got no hustle in them. They ain't got no
Yeah.
action. They
Ain't
ain't
going
gonna do
nowhere.
with nothing anyways.
Yeah.
And when you say hustle, hard work is a big part of that.
It is. That's
and
what I
so
mean,
when
hustle,
people
that's
say
part of the whole
hustle,
thing.
it's hard
It's
work.
consistency, persistent, taking
Discipline.
action day in, day out, day in, day out. That to me is hustle. I would rather take a kid that is not as smart but got the hustle than a kid that's smart that got no ambition.
Yep,
No
that's
drive.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
That's right. So about your childhood, what was a hard moment that you remember you went through or your family went through during those times? Because it wasn't easy. I'm sure it wasn't easy.
No. Man, I got so many, man. I got so many.
One that just pops out.
I would say the defining moment for me as a child, not even for the family,
Yeah.
is I remember being in band class and the kid said, what is that on your shirt? That ain't no Izod shirt, right? And those,
Eyes what?
right? And
Eyes
those
what?
Izod.
Izod.
what's
It's
Izod?
a brand?
It's a brand.
Izod.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like polo back then, right?
Oh, okay. I'm
And then
like-
penny loafers, right?
Uh-huh.
Those ain't no penny loafers, man. Those don't look like no Nordstrom penny loafer, right?
Right.
He said, where you buying from? And I remember proudly saying, I got it from Volume, man. Volume Shoe Store. Where you think I got it from?
Oh, I remember that name.
And they were like, man, that's where poor people go. Rich people go to Nordstrom, get all their stuff.
Oh.
And it was in front of the whole entire band class.
Oh dear.
And that was a defining moment that I didn't know because no one taught me.
Right.
That's why today I know this so I can teach my kid. But I instantly made up, I'm poor and I'm nobody.
Oh.
Yeah.
And kids do that all the time. That's why
Yeah.
when people are kids are in clothes, they got this story going on and they don't know their parents can relate to it.
Right.
So I kept it inside me like I'm no good, I'm dumb, I'm not smart, I'm not rich. And then I start to do things, right, by trying to fit in drive, right, but still coming from a place trying to fit in. And that was my story. But as I got older and I learned about personal growth, I realized that, and probably in my early 20s, and when I realized that, and then I shifted it,
Shifted it.
then I used that story to empower me now versus actually disempowering me.
See, that's the part where
Yeah.
I feel like, what do you use with this?
Yeah.
Are you gonna use it to empower
That's
you,
right.
or what are you gonna? Are you
Right.
gonna? If it's gonna be in the reverse,
Right.
right? And so that's where you've used something that was a negative, it became a positive,
right.
and now
That's right. And I think
who
the
you are
problem is a
today.
lot of people don't even know what happened, let alone how to even switch it.
yeah, it's really
That's
hard.
the big thing,
Yeah.
right? And that's why I think it's important for people to get this so they can actually help other people.
Growing up in South Seattle
Mm-hmm.
and being a minority family, what can you share with the audience that might be going through that, maybe just came over from other countries, trying to struggle, trying to get ahead? Or maybe there's some Asian families out there that have been here for a while and they're just like, man, I need to get to another level. What tips can you give the audience about that?
I would say just because I meet so many young people now, you know what I mean, in the Seattle area, you know, unfortunately, all parents come over here, you know, English is their second language, so they're not going to be able to find a good paying job. They're going to just go do ins and out jobs so they can actually just keep the bill and the lights on.
Right.
I think it's the youth that have the opportunity to step up their game. And the biggest thing I want to tell the youth is this, and I know it's going to contradict everything your mom and dad says. Follow your passion. Find your goddamn passion and follow it, okay? Even though your mom and dad said, no, go be the doctor, go be the lawyer, go be the dentist person. You're going to say nicely to your mom and dad, Mom, Dad, I love you, but my passion is in fashion. My passion is in real estate. I'm going to follow it. Because when you follow your passion, you don't have to motivate yourself to get up in the morning. You inspire to jump out of bed and go do the work. And it don't feel like work when you're following your passion. But I tell you, if you do things to please your parents, you're going to struggle and you'll be unhappy on your journey.
Woo! Let's get our hands to that one. I love that.
We can stop it there.
I don't know, but that was a good one.
So why
That's
did
a
so
fact, though. That's
no,
for
it's
real.
a fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
So you did you finish college?
I went to 2-year community college,
Uh-huh.
and I realized my passion is in sales, and I followed it. Because the question everybody asks me right now is, do you think going to college is necessary to be successful? What are you telling your kids? Now, you know, on Instagram and TikTok, all the kids want somebody to say, you don't need to go to college.
Everyone wants that, of
Right?
course.
But when you got kids, you got to be smart,
Right.
right? I tell my kids, you learn how to invest in real estate now. You're gonna make more money before you even get into college than going to college. But I want you to get good grades.
Good
Like
foundation.
you're gonna get, I want you to get straight A, which Western Hudson get both straight A's, right? All through high school, all through elementary school, and then go for the college. When you go to college, right? You're gonna find out what your passion is. If your passion might be in business, which it probably is, go take all the course for business. After 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, if the light goes on because you have some maturity and your passion kicked in and you realize, I want to do this with business or this with real estate, and you didn't finish all 4 year, it's okay. Go do and follow your passion.
Right.
But I'm not going to tell my kid not to go to college like all the TikToker and all the Instagram people because that's the wrong message.
Right.
Yeah.
There's good things about college. Like
You don't need college to be successful.
You don't.
But it's a damn good foundation to have.
it's a
Yes.
good foundation, and
Yeah.
it teaches you discipline,
Yeah.
deadline,
Maturity.
responsibilities.
Yeah.
Right.
And it give you time to get mature and find your passion.
Right, because
Yeah.
when someone starting college, 20s, 19, 20, 21,
Yeah,
they
they
still
don't
don't know
have- they don't
nothing.
know
No,
right?
they don't.
It does
They don't know
buy them
nothing.
some time to
No.
figure out
Yeah.
what they want to do the rest
But
of
like
their
you
life.
said, foundation. You got to start building that. Give yourself a strong foundation. Just
Right.
like when we're growing up, our brain processes a certain way, and
Right.
it goes through phases and stages. You wear your diapers, and you learn how to crawl. Then you know how to walk. You know, it goes through all
Right.
those steps until you really figure out who you are and what you want. And to be honest, it's probably around that time of college where you
Right.
really know your
You do.
passion.
And it teaches you book smart.
It
you know,
is.
because when I opened my real estate firm, I was like you. I started college for 2 years, and I was like, oh, I'm going to work now. I didn't really need college. But when I started the firm, I feel like I had the hustle down. I had the street smart down.
Right.
But the book smart, I could have been better with bookkeeping, managing,
Right.
Typing,
Right.
emailing
All the
stuff. Just the
fundamentals.
whole. So I think you need both, but definitely street smart. That hustle
Yeah.
is so important.
They all support each other.
Right,
You know.
right. Like I have 2 kids, and I want them both to go college if they. Yeah, I definitely want them
Well,
both
yes.
to go college, and then they can figure out what they want to do with the rest of their life,
Yeah,
right?
when they get to
But-
college, find out they want to be a fashion designer after a year. Hey, let them go because they found their passion now.
Yep.
But I think going to college give them opportunity to actually get mature, find their passion, network with great people up there,
Right.
get some business and get some college smartness. Right, but I think the big thing is life maturity. They need some time for life maturity.
That's
They
right.
do.
And there's another statistic with colleges is for people that are living in poverty,
Right.
if you have a college degree, you're guaranteed to get to the middle class pretty much.
Yeah.
Not so you're gonna at least make 40,000-50,000 a year because you got the degree. It gets your foot through the door a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
But if you don't, you're working. Your average job is gonna be 25,000-30,000 because you don't have the degree. It's gonna be more labor jobs or something. So having that college degree is pretty important. So
And the thing is, I want to say to a lot of people, like young people watching, my 15-year-old kid, my 13-year-old kid, they definitely gonna be entrepreneur it's already in their blood.
It's built, like you said,
it's built in their
into
blood
the
right now,
DNA.
right?
Right.
But I still want them to go pursue college. And let's find out what's gonna happen when you get to college, because they're already entrepreneur now,
Right.
And they're gonna move into college. When they have both, then they will be able to find out. But I'm giving them the foundation for both right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because the thing is also, remember, don't strip yourself away from all these beautiful experiences.
Right. It's
You
the
know, college
experience.
is experience.
Yes.
You want to go through all that. I mean, you
Right.
don't want to grow up right away.
Joining a frat, joining a fraternity,
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
that's
all
some
those
good stuff.
experiences, when you look back, it's like, dang, man, why did I miss out on that? Now I can never go back.
One
you
thing
know?
that I'm dealing with, I'm sure you're dealing with it, and you're gonna be dealing with it soon. Is we have kids and not spoiling them, right? Because
Oh,
we
man.
have we have
Asian people be spoiling their kids way too bad. I'm gonna tell you, okay?
Oh no, my kid thinks I'm poor.
Because we have resources, our parents never had
Right.
for us, right? So we
Right.
grew up a certain way. But
And
our
it's not
kids,
even money too, though.
Yeah. We
Okay,
do,
we
spoil
do a
different
lot
with
for our
love.
kids.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Right? We do things for our kids, okay?
Yeah, we do.
Not just money, but just doing things for them.
Right,
that,
right.
That crippled them.
Yep,
Very
yep.
true. Very
okay.
true.
So yeah, how do you? What's the balance? Because you're really involved with your. How old are your kids?
15, 9th grade and 7th grade.
Okay, so they're a little older. So
Yeah.
how, as an older dad, do you balance like in empowering them and not enabling them? Because I met some kids that are super wealthy from their parents, and they're just
Spoiled.
turned out really bad. I
Yeah,
mean, they can't live on their own.
Yeah.
And they're like 30 years old. They cannot live on their own because
Wow.
they just didn't. Their parents didn't give them those skills.
Yeah.
So how do you do that? That's
So we give Russell Hudson certain tasks, and we want them to go and figure out how to do it, right? Early on, Jeff Bezos says, I would rather have a kid that has 9 finger, but they learn how to figure it out,
Yeah.
than a kid that has 10 finger that don't know how to figure things out.
Yeah.
Okay, and so basically what he's saying is you got to let your kid go through life experience. And so I want my kids to learn how to do things, okay? And I don't give them, Cam is really tough on them. We don't give them free money. They have to earn it. They make money from Lacey, you know, when New Year's Eve, right, New Year, birthday, but then they want money. Like right now, my kids, they all want the hype beast stuff, right? Like, right now, Russ and Hudson, they have a set of wash and dry machine that they bring in like $1,500 a month.
$1,500 a month.
A month, every month, like ching ding 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 ding, and then we're about to build another apartment building. They're about to get another $2,000 a month. Okay, so you mean at some at that age, right?
Imagine
And
you learning those skills at a
Yeah,
young
right.
age,
At a
right?
young
You're
age.
just naturally gonna
they
be.
have and they were just in a flip deal with us. They put their own $10,000 each up.
I saw that on
Wow.
Instagram.
Right. They
Oh
did.
my
They're part of the
God.
flip, and they have to go learn how to pick colors, and
Yeah.
So they made 10,000 on top of their 10,000. They got
Right.
like probably 20 grand for being. And they can easily go to a store. We were down there in LA. You like looking at shoes and everything. They're like, Dad, can I get these? How much are these? $900. Hell no, dude. You can't get these. I got money. I can pay for them. But we got to put a lid on it.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm
you
saying?
can't just be letting them go
Because
buy
they
anything,
have
right?
money to do it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But we have to teach them patience.
Right.
We have to
patience,
teach
yep.
them, delay gratification. You see
Right.
what I mean? And so that's part of the whole journey, right? And so they can't spend their wash and dry money. Have to go into the bank. They can spend half of them when they get birthday presents. You know what I mean?
You still give them limits.
Yes. And then we give them tasks, so they have to accomplish it. And they know when we die, they are going to get very, very little amount of our net worth.
That's good.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
got.
they know it. I tell them that all the time. And I
Yep.
said,
Yeah.
if you want to be rich, you better learn how to make money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good
that's a
stuff.
good one.
Yeah, because that would remind me when I was 14 living in the housing projects, right? There was this group that came around. They're like, who wants to work this summer? And all my friends were like, hell no, we're going to play basketball. We're going to hang out. I'm like, I'll take a job.
Right.
I didn't know nothing about nothing, but I'll
Right.
take a job. 14.
Right.
So I was doing printing for the Seattle Public Schools printing service. I was making like $3 an hour.
Right.
And I got my first paycheck, right? And it was like $80. I'm like I never had this much money before, right?
Right.
So and then I went to the mall and blew it all in like 2 hours, right?
Right.
But I didn't know, but it was at 14 I got that first check where I'm like, wow, money is important. It can buy me stuff. Like it's so special. I want to go get more now
Right.
at a young age,
Right.
at 14,
And
right?
that's because your parents didn't give you any either.
No,
I
they
think
didn't
that's
give me
why
any.
that drive and that
Right.
hustle was built into you, because you're like, I have to do this myself because I'm
That's
not going to get
why-
it.
That's why the parent with money, this I'm learning, we have to take up another notch of being responsible.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
you hit it right there.
Okay?
Another
It's-
notch.
I'm
of
telling
being
you, you got to take it to another notch.
Yep.
Because when you have money, the natural thing, age you want to do it, I want to make sure I provide what I wasn't provided when I was growing up. Hell no. Right?
Yeah, I hear that a lot,
Let
that
them
term.
learn how to do it themselves. Right? Cammy always say, let them chop the finger off.
Oh.
I'm like,
So
God damn, honey.
Cammy's your
'Cause your
husband.
wife.
Yeah.
Your wife.
I,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't hear
Cammy,
about
yeah.
the wife a
Yeah,
lot, but
Cammy.
you know what though?
Yeah. She said, let them burn their hand. Because once they burn,
Yeah.
they won't do it again.
Yep.
Right? And Cammy ruthless like that.
Ooh,
but
I like
that's
her.
how she trained the kids. You got to let them make mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Russ sometimes make mistake like, I want to buy this, I got some money. He bought it and he find out, shit,
No.
I don't like this. And then Cammy
Wasted
said,
all my money.
wasted all my money.
Our work money.
right?
Too.
And then one time he wanted to buy this bike for summer because all his friends have bikes and he didn't have bikes. So he had to walk to the park. And Cammy said, Mom, it's $350. I got $150, right? Cammy was like, well, you got to figure out how to figure the other $250. Can I borrow $250? Nope. No, you can't borrow $250 from us.
You know, not from hard money lending.
No, right? And
Should have given him a little hard money loan.
And you know what?
20%.
That's what happened when you bought that stupid thing, right?
Uh-huh.
And he learned it. He
Yeah.
learned how to save now.
That's good.
You gotta
Oh,
learn how to do
gosh.
it.
So that's
what I'm saying. You gotta take it to the next notch of being
Yeah.
responsible.
Right, this show was mainly about your refugee story growing up, South Seattle, and then now getting into real estate. But and now we're talking about kids, and it's
Yeah.
so important
Yes.
because like we wouldn't be here if our parents didn't do what they did for us. Like
Yeah.
now we were their children. Now we have children. Now things are coming like full circle of
Yes.
how much can we love them and set them up for success and so it's really cool that we're talking about parenting because it's so
Yeah.
important,
And
right?
we all have to learn from each other. I'm learning a lot from you right now. I mean, my kids are still young, but to get to the teens, which is a really difficult stage in their life.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll tell you about the teens.
Yeah.
You have to let them make mistake.
Mm.
The more you tell them what to do, the more they rebel against you.
Yeah.
And the other way, how you get them to roll with you, is live by example.
Yeah.
Don't tell your kid to do something if you don't do it yourself.
Yes.
Right.
Okay?
So now it's perfect. So now
keep
let's
going.
talk about Thach's journey. Now you in America, you settled in, you guys got out of the suck, and now you guys are in better place financially. So you got into real estate and stuff, but what were you doing before you got your real estate license? What were you doing?
Well,
right
when I
before that?
graduated from college in 1991 as an aviation mechanic.
Oh, so okay, you did graduate
I
aviation
graduated,
mechanic.
yeah.
Okay, you
I
got a
went to
mechanic.
AA.
I do not see you as an aviation
I was
mechanic.
down underneath the airplane with my suit and tie, turning and changing the oil for the airplane, right?
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to go to mechanic school dressed up,
Oh,
right? And all the people that used to go there, like, what the fuck is this guy doing, man? He's in the wrong business, bro. All right? And when I got done my 2-year degree, it was my passion.
it wasn't not your passion.
It was my passion, right? I knew how to fix airplane. I knew how to drill rivets. I know how to change oil. I know how to change landing gear. I know how to do all that stuff, right? But it wasn't my passion. And then I had 3 jobs when I graduated in 91. I worked in a Thai tongue restaurant in Chinatown.
Thai tongue. Oh, Thai
Thai
tongue.
We just
tongue,
talked
baby.
about
We
that
just talked about Thai
yesterday.
tongue,
Thai
the
tongue.
oldest Chinese
Yeah,
restaurant
that's right.
in
Four
Seattle or
Seasons,
something,
it
right?
went down to this weekend, right?
Yeah, Four Seasons went
Okay,
down.
So I worked at Thai tongue. I parked car. I worked at Safeway as the dairy manager.
Oh,
Wow.
That's
oh,
Rainy
dairy-
Beach. Rainy Beach
Okay.
Safeway.
Okay.
Right? And then I actually work at a body shop out in Bellevue.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
3 jobs.
3 job, bro. So,
Damn,
so
hustling.
Hustle.
yeah, so in the morning from like 7 in the morning to like maybe like 3 in the afternoon, I work at the body shop, and then I work at Safeway from like 5 to like 10 o'clock at night on Monday through Friday, and then Saturday I work at Safeway from like 6 in the morning to like 3. Then I park car at Thai Tongue like 5 to 10 o'clock at night, Saturday and Sunday. I did that 7 days a
Wow.
week.
And so this was after being a
college.
mechanic. After
Yes.
being a mechanic.
I got my
aviation
license,
mechanic.
but I didn't want to go.
Oh, so you had to go a different route. now.
Right, 'cause after I got my degree, I didn't want to go fix airplane.
You didn't have to have 3 jobs. What was it that made you want to go get? You're hogging up all the jobs,
Right,
man.
bro. Because what I realized, just like you, when I got my first check, I wanted more.
Yeah.
But no one taught me to save money.
Mm.
Make $1, spend $2. Make $1, spend $2.
Right,
Right,
right.
And all I had was a whole bunch of nice cars with no money in the bank, living in my mom and dad's
Yeah.
house. Okay, and that's where I started.